Hello. Hello and welcome to Bahrain for Ero Ps F5 round 5 tonight. All the fives. So we're here this evening, in Bahrain. After last week's wonderful Australian Grand Prix, which had a very hectic last 4 laps. Which I'm still calming down from, to be honest. Tremendous. Shade Mabs getting his first podium of the Ero after about 50 races. Maybe more, I don't know. Finished second from the back. Gambled with the weather, went on the soft tyres. Right at the end after a safety car. It was truly a fantastic race. So the clock started, they've gone green. Let's see who is first down. No rain this evening, I'm sure, as we are in Bahrain. You never know, it could be monsoon in the race, or a sandstorm. Sandstorm would be interesting weather. But alas, no. We'll just have to cope with dry conditions. I'm sure we'll provide an entertaining race nonetheless. Well, we're not racing just yet, this is qualifying. So prepare to be bored for 20 minutes until the real action starts. Go make your tea, and have a drink. Come back for the race if you so desire. If not, you can hear me ramble on about absolute nonsense for 20 minutes as we watch Zolf go around on his outlap. That's loud. We won't watch Zolf because it's hurt my ears. I'll come back to him in a moment. So we'll be first on track to set a flying lap. So we'll follow him. We'll talk you through a lap to start off the session. And then we'll settle down and watch the times come rolling in. Pole time today. Whoa. Tough one. Let's say... let's say 128.9. 128.9. I think we'll see at least one driver getting 128s, maybe a little bit even lower than that. We shall see. So here comes Zolf in his second race in F5. And he'll be hoping to do a little bit better than last week. Here comes the turn 1. Looks like he's broke a little bit too late, but no, perfect. Beautiful apex. A little bit dodgy on the exit there. Up into the second DRS zone. The end of sector 1, the famous corner where Hamilton and Rosberg had a bit of a battle lap after lap in 2015. Now, Bahrain does have the probably the most difficult circuit on the calendar, and we're coming up to it now where we're sort of braking and turning at the same time, trail braking into the corner, see if we can hit the apex. We have not hit the apex there, we missed it by an absolute mile. But we are onto the straight somehow, and we open the DRS for the back straight. Potential overtaking opportunity in the race, not as good as turn 1 or turn 3. Was it 4? I'm not sure, but you know what I mean. On the last game, we had quite a few spinners at this particular corner, the one we just passed just before sector 3. But not today. We should see a little bit better quality as we approach the final corner. Doesn't really use all the track. And he's going to cross the line for a pretty safe lap of a 130.3. A little bit disappointing as we see Villeneuve cross the line. Can he do any better than his teammate? As it's the 129, so he's done 5/10 better than his teammate. Still a pretty safe lap from Villeneuve though. That boy's on out lap. next across the line, we don't know. Vinrals is close, so we'll focus on him. Excuse me. As Russia goes provisional pole is on 29.5 and Vinrals on 29.6. So 128.9 is looking ambitious at the moment, but you've got to remember this is the first lap of the session, and they're all trying to keep it safe, keep it on the track, set a nice little banker lap, and then they'll push next time round. So 19 drivers on the grid today. Disappointing we couldn't have 20, but 19's better than we'll see most of this weekend. So happy days. It's possible if Elliot Parker wakes up, he can join the session. Not in his car, but join the session in an Alfa Romeo. There's nowhere to be seen, the front runner. So we have to go without him. What else is happening? Has anyone set a time? Lee Webb. Oh, something's going on in the background there. Lee Webb 129.9. A few people set times, not very competitive ones. We're not even in the 129s, which is interesting. We do have this man, Ronan Asaurus, better known, of course, as T-Rex. Purple in Sector 1. This guy is pretty quick. I do hope he doesn't dominate qualifying or the league, but we can only cross our fingers. He's a reserve, comes from reserve in F3, unavailable in F4 times, so he's found himself in F5. If he does dominate, of course, he'll be kicked out of the league, well, the division, but for now we'll see how he gets on. F5 last season, of course, T-Rex. And we'll see what he can do. We don't really want to see him go purple. People will be angry with me. He's gone purple in Sector 2 as well as Sector 1. Well, this could be a bit uncomfortable. What time does he do? It looks fairly decent. Oh, it's not. It's actually in the 130s, so the game, I think, lied to us when it went purple, purple, purple. Which is good news. I didn't expect him to dominate qualifying or the league. He's got good pace. I expect him to be at the front. But yes, put him in the division, and there he is, P7 at the moment. So, good news. My anxiety is unfounded. Gets out of the way of someone, Morgonius, who is on a lap, yet to set a time. See what he can do. He had a good race last weekend. Got a few strategy problems, as did most people last week. I mean, I didn't really know what was going on. Some tyres seemed to work, other tyres didn't. Shade Maps has DNF'd right at the bottom of turn 1. It's not there anymore. So that was interesting. Saitz has been disqualified for unknown reasons. Let's have a look at why. Not really paying attention. Parked in dangerous location. So yeah, Shade Maps binned it at turn 1. Not quite sure what happened there. It's quite interesting. And Saitz has been disqualified, but starts from the back. It's pretty null. Let's see what happened to Shade Maps. Oh, I'm so tired tonight. Just wake up. Hope it's an interesting race. Something happened there. We've missed it. One of the houses, Swiss stack, just spawned, I think. Had a problem. We wanted to do a bit better next time. Or did it just get out of people's way? We're not quite sure. Should probably pay attention. Black Wolf done an absolutely tremendous time of 1:43.7. Embarrassing. Boyman's about to set a time. He is the championship. Well, he's not the championship leader. The championship leader's in F3. He's winning by a point. But Boyman is provisionally the championship leader because Paubeck is no longer in this division. So what can Boyman do? He can only go P4, the 129.8. So we're not really getting close to the 128.9, but you never know. You never know. Who are we watching? We're watching Villeneuve, who's gone on P2, the 129.5, just behind Virals. Oh, he's just invalidated as we go on board in Sector 1. That's very unfortunate. But he is provisionally on pole position, so pretty good news for him. Black Wolf seeming like he's going to set a more competitive time this time. It's still not fantastic. No, it's in the 131s. Well, I don't know, just in the 130s, 130.9, P12. Doesn't qualify well, but does make up for that in the races 9 times out of 10. Who else is happening? Villeneuve's going to pit. I don't know. What sites he was actually going to have his tea, but not sure. Is it the race yet? How many viewers? We've got 15 viewers. I should try and put on some sort of show, really, shouldn't I? We'll wake up for the race. No one watches this anyway. I'd say what I want. I'm not going to, though. Rocha has gone on pole position. Another quick driver, 129.4. It's very close, though. It's pretty good stuff. What's happening best? Is there an interval here? I don't think there is there? It's a shame. Oh, here we are. Leader. There we go. Perfect. So there we are. We're pretty close between 5th and 8th. And first of all. So yeah, that's good. T-Rex has managed to pick himself up and go P5. So that's a bit of a better lap from him. But yeah, we go further down the field, and as expected in the lowest tier, you get some slower drivers at the end. But as long as they're having fun, that's the main thing. So what else is happening? Freeze is on a lap. I should probably stop yawning. Maverick's on a slow lap. These on a slow lap. Everyone's on slow laps. Suchol appears to be crossing the line. Will improve. No. What about Swiss stack? Also, what is he doing? What's he doing? Oh, he's run out of fuel. Well, why didn't he pit? Well, drama of the qualifying session. Swiss stack's going to have to go all the way around on low fuel, no fuel. So, yeah, here we go. So, Mr. David Wallbank saying, may I sign up? Is there a Discord server on Grid Finder to sign up? If it's the same one, pretty sure he's already been banned from this season. Let's have a quick look. Yes, he's been, I don't know what tier he's in, PSF4 perhaps, yep. He was in the Aston Martin in F4, he's been banned for unreported absences. So you can sign up, but it'll be Season 9, unfortunately, not Season 8. But, them's the breaks. And if you didn't know, you should have read the rules, probably. Never mind. Tough break. Still, stick around, spectate. It's a good league. It's good fun. You get involved with other things, like commentary, for example, helping out in other ways. Probably not stewarding. We don't know enough about you, but you can certainly help out the league where you want and join in. Keep watching. Stay tuned. Very exciting stuff. What else have we got? Well, I've been rambling on about nothing. Nothing's happened. It is qualifying. The race will be exciting. I mean, look at this man, Shade Mabs at the back, P18, got his second place. I mean, I do recommend watching the last 4 laps of Australia last week if you haven't already. I've, like I say, almost ended up in hospital with a heart attack, but I recovered. I think I used up all my energy as Istvod goes P2. Used up all my energy last week, and I'm still drained, to be honest. But we will bring up the level of excitement for the race. Turn 1 should be chaotic, quite a tight corner in Bahrain, so yeah, certainly will produce some incidents, maybe. No reports last week, by the way, apart from one that the steward did, which was just a formality, really, had to be done, but yeah, no incident reports, which is pretty rare. I think it has happened before in the Ero, but it's pretty rare. Either shows how clean these drivers are, which was quite clean in Australia, all things considered, with the rain, etc. A few incidents, few collisions, but probably the incidents, the ones that were at fault, came off worse. So yeah, didn't bother to report, but yeah, pretty clean division. Happy league is F5. Everyone loves it in F5. They're just having fun, competitive, but enjoying themselves. Nice little thing to do on Friday night. Just to relax after the week. Get ready for the weekend. Well, Shade Mabs tells us that his nephew took the controller out of his hand, and that made him DNF in turn 1. Which, there's absolute scenes, I'm sure, in the Shade Mabs household. But never mind, like he says, at least it's qualifying, not the race. Vin Rules goes P1 at 129.2, so we're getting closer to that 128.9. So, can Villeneuve... Apparently Villeneuve's done a 4-minute 50 lap, which seems incorrect. But I think he's... Oh, has he improved? I can't tell. But anyway, Villeneuve could challenge if he's still pushing, which he does have full ERS, so I guess he is. So we'll just ride on board with Villeneuve and watch the other times roll in. He's going to have someone in front of him in a minute. But they'll go out his way very, very nicely indeed. Villeneuve could challenge for pole today. It's very good round Bahrain. And yeah, currently sits P4. Championship contender, no doubt, as is Vin Rules Russia. I would say Istvod, but fair play is up there. T-Rex joined late, maybe not. Boyman certainly in contention. Lee Webb's, to be honest, there's 6 or 7 drivers that could win this championship, which is what it's all about, really. That's what we want to see. McLaren's crossing the line now, doesn't improve. Neither does the Ferrari. We've got a Red Bull of, I think it's T-Rex. It's not T-Rex. It's Black Wolf, crosses the line, does improve slightly, but T-Rex is also on a lap. Could be in contention for pole. A couple of drivers further forward. I think Boyman's about to finish his lap. Boyman goes on provisional pole position at 129.0. As I say, championship contender, no doubt about it. T-Rex only can manage P5, which is a bit of a surprise, but does make it interesting. Very, very close in that little group of 4 or 5 drivers. What can Villeneuve do? Here we go. It's a 129.04, and he's just nicked pole position the very last lap, and Villeneuve has put it on pole brilliant stuff. Very close to my prediction. He couldn't quite find that extra half a tenth to make me right, but never mind. But well done to Villeneuve, snatching the pole position off Boyman. Very last minute. Oh, this dramatic end to qualifying. Great news if you're a Ferrari fan. Bad news if you're a fan of McLaren. But very close behind. Let's look at the gap. We just missed it, but we can see the gap in a moment. So congratulations to Villeneuve on pole position. I don't think he's been on pole since Hungary season 5. Or season 6, can't remember. But anyway, been in the wall the 2 laps in, so he'll be hoping not to make a repeat of that today. But look at that gap, Boyman, so close. Well done to Villeneuve, just snatching it across Vinals and Arosha, not too far behind. And then there's a gaggle of 3 cars, pretty close, Isford, T-Rex and Vries. Lee Webb and his son Louis Webb can only manage P8 and 9, very close between the family members there. Oh, that's horrible. But great rivalry nonetheless. Morgonius only managed P10, disappointing for him. And we see everyone else rounding off the last 9. Sightsee getting disqualified. I think he was eating his dinner. Shade Mav's nephew took over his controller and smashed into someone. Hopefully he doesn't do that in the race, because that would ruin everything. And Shade Mav's probably get banned for it anyway, which is a bit harsh, but them's the rules. Just lock your nephew away in a different room. Yeah, he can't have any problems. I can't remember if I put formation lap on, which I really hope I did. Because otherwise it'd be a nice surprise for these drivers. But I'm pretty sure formation lap is on. For any of those who are listening, probably shouldn't have said anything really, because that gives an unfair advantage to those who are listening. They'll be expecting no formation lap now. But anyway, it makes an interesting start. I think formation lap's on, if I've done my job properly, but you always doubt yourself, don't you? So this could be entertaining. We could be straight into the action, or we could have the formation lap, which is more likely than not. Bahrain, under the lights, in the desert. F5. We are ready to go for round 5. This will be an interesting season. Already is, but will be even more so. Now we have pretty good balance of pace. Most people think Boyman's going to win. Yeah, there we are. Formation lap is on. Well done, me. So we've had a little vote on who's going to win between Boyman, Santos, or Villeneuve, I should say, and Black Wolf. And someone else as well, just anyone else is the options. Boyman has got 42% of the votes, Villeneuve 17, Black Wolf 17, who was Black Wolf 14th. So, not sure why Black Wolf was an option, but he was. And someone else, 25% of people, so we're unknown where those people are. Maybe even rules Russia, Isford, T-Rex, any one of them may win it. So let's have a look at tyres. Most people opting for the mediums, a few soft runners, and the Maverick. He does like them hard tyres. He always goes on the hards, which, I've got to be honest, in my opinion, is probably not the greatest thing to do, to start the race on hard tyres. And I'll tell you why. Because more likely than not, there'll be a safety car within the first 4 laps. Or 4 to 6 or 7 or something. So all the soft runners, and the mediums for that matter, can then pit and go on a set of tyres to the end. They can put the hards on to the end. However, the Maverick will be stuck out on the hards, of which then he's got to make up 20 seconds later in the race if there's not a safety car. Or he pits on the, let's say mediums or softs, and they'll have to pit again anyway. So that's why the Maverick's made a huge error, if anyone wants to know. So when there's a safety car deployed and the Maverick ends up last, we can call me a strategic genius, and you can all laugh at me if the Maverick wins an absolutely masterclass strategy being on the hards. But we shall see. He's P11. What can he do from there? Pretty decent driver, to be honest, and always underperforms in my opinion. But yeah, that's how it is. So last week we did have Elliot Parker in the lobby, and we could see if he was able to park a car. Unfortunately, the namesake Parker isn't here today. So we're not sure who's going to fail to park this week. Hopefully none. Let's see Villeneuve have a go. He looks fairly close to the front. He's succeeded, as has Boyman. So no one's disqualified himself yet. Apart from Isford. Isford's dropped back a bit, so he could He can have trouble from the dinosaur just behind, but yeah, only one so far. It's them hard tyres, mate. That's what's done you. Morgan is gone as well, and now they're dropping like flies. Look, as we get further to the back of the grid, not a good park of car. But here we go for the start of the Grand Prix. It's lights out and not away they go as usual. This always happens, and they're off. Here we go, and there is a good starting Mercedes in the background. I think Villeneuve's got a good enough start to stay in P1 quite easily. They're going about 6 wide. Further behind could be chaos. We've not seen too much incident just yet. A couple of people going wide as on the Alpha Tauri shoves someone else off as we watch the Aston Martins battle, and there could be incidents here further ahead. There's not much going on. Everyone's maintained position as they're diving down the inside. Oh, there's a bit of a cut across from the Aston Martin on the Ferrari driver there, and the Ferrari driver has still got all of his front wing, I think. But that was a pretty interesting start as Louis Webb, catch me if you can, has dropped down the order. I think he was the one to cut across the driver in the Mercedes. The Mercedes coming out on top, probably deservedly so. So who's made the best start then? Position changes. Vries made a cracking start, up 3 places. That's Saitsi, so the Alpha Tauri is making a cracking job of it in the start. Saitsi's gone past another driver, unheard of at the start, and there has been a spinner. And Istvad, oh no, Istvad after qualifying so well, drops down the order we see. Very, very unfortunate, but closer to the front. Boyman all over the back of Villeneuve on them softer tyres. Villeneuve will be desperate to keep him behind for these first few laps. Boyman going for it already, no DRS, and Boyman's going to go for the move. Brave, it's right up behind Villeneuve. Is probably going to cut in front of him. Yeah, it does. It's probably well within his right to do so before the braking zone. So Villeneuve trying to get the best line. He has got a little bit of a better line than Boyman out of this corner, so he might try it up into the next corner. We can't really see. He's not going to go for the move this time. He's on harder tyres, of course, on the mediums instead of soft, so may just choose to sit behind and try and stay in DRS of Boyman. Who knows? If he can stay with him, stick his DRS and be dragged along, that's perfect dreamland for him as T-Rex goes for a move down the inside of Vries. Giving each other lots of space, very good driving, but they're side by side through a pretty dangerous corner of the track. And they're still battling very, very well. This is a great battle, I have to say, between T-Rex and Vries. Fantastic stuff here. And T-Rex all over the back of Vries. Not going to dive down the inside here, is he? No, not really. Can't make it stick there. The braking zone's not heavy enough. As Swistak has gone in the background, and now T-Rex has compromised himself, and Vinrals is just behind him. Vinrals also having a bad start, dropped back a couple of places. So T-Rex back in F5 from last season, and he's doing okay. You know, I expect him to be at the front, and he's in P5. So yeah, good stuff from him. Good return so far, but we're already on lap 2, as we've had Istvad spin again in the background. Not good at all for him. So was that a reset to track? I'm not sure. I don't think it was. Istvad wouldn't do such a thing. My eyes may be deceiving me as yeah, close to the front. It's pretty tight. No real battles. As Tim Lees has had to pit, so he's obviously got some sort of damage, which is a shame. He's having a really, really rough season. Yeah, it's just unlucky. It happens sometimes, but I'm sure he'll bounce back and finish the season strongly. We're only on round 5. Plenty of time to turn it around as Vries and Rocha are going to side by side. Rocha down the inside of Vries. T-Rex is going to eat up the pieces. Let's have a look here. Can he make it around the outside? Or is he going to dive down the inside of one of them into this dangerous braking zone? No, not really. But he's right on the back of Vries again. So what does he do this time? Well, he's not on the back of him. I thought he was closer than that, but he's not. So there'll be no move here. In a bit of a DRS train at the moment. And Villeneuve and Boyman have got away from the field. A little bit, 2-second gap to Rocha behind, so Villeneuve just hanging on to Boyman. If you stay in that DRS, perfect for Villeneuve. Just hang on until Boyman pits and then put your foot down and catch him up on better tyres towards the end, in theory. T-Rex again, really close to Vries. So it's going to get the move done here, I think. There's a bit of weaving from Vries there, but probably one move then back to the racing line is fine. T-Rex going to get the move done under braking. He's got the inside line, should be fine here. A little bit of contact, but plenty of room given, no problems there. And a good move from T-Rex, and is up to P4. Vinals and Vries going side by side now as well. Vinals going to send it down the inside of Vries. Again, plenty of respect from these drivers. Good racing. This is great racing, and obviously Vinals having to back out there. They can't fit two cars through that section of the track. Very tricky indeed. But Vinals is coming back, and he's going to dive down the inside of the hairpin. No, almost gets right up to the back of him there, and Vries visibly struggling on these tyres. As further ahead, we have T-Rex all over the back of Rocha now. He'll be desperate to get by and see if he can catch up Villeneuve and Boyman. Villeneuve dropped out of DRS now, so it's a bit of a shame for him. So you see the little dots in the mini-map. There's a few little battles forming. The front two, followed by the next four, and then another four behind, and it's a bit more spread out towards the back of the field. T-Rex still behind Rocha for now on those softer tyres, so should be getting by on the next straight. Although he's not very good with the ERS. He's only got 8% left, so maybe we'll use it here. Yeah, he's deploying. He's going to try and get by. He's going to have absolute problems at the end. He will still have DRS, but he's going to have no ERS to get by. So the power's drained. He's not catching up at all. He needs to stay behind from a few laps and recharge his battery, because he's not going to get past anytime soon with no ERS. He's going to have another go though. So let's see if he can do it. That'll be an absolute send if he does that there. He's staying behind quite sensibly. Yeah, he just needs to recharge his battery, I think, for a few laps. Let's see what happens. Oh no! T-Rex has spun! Oh no! Disaster. As he's getting swamped by Morgoni. He's going to side by side. Oh, not sure what happened there. Morgoni's just backed out and obviously didn't want to collide. T-Rex on really difficult hot tyres now. Morgoni's got the traction all over the back of T-Rex. He's not going to send it down the inside of this corner, surely. He's going to get a better exit, though. He is getting a better exit. He's been shoved along by the Ferrari behind, and Morgonis is all over the back of T-Rex. And he's going to get the job done, I think, because T-Rex hasn't got a lot to defend with. Morgonis now side by side with T-Rex, and T-Rex is just going to have to give this one up because there's no... Oh no! Oh wow, what an incident that was. It's got to bring out the safety car, surely. As Zolf has retired from the session, yep, the safety car has been deployed. So, what happened there then? T-Rex and Morgonis are going side by side. Not sure about the room left. It probably was enough. Difficult to see. Morgonius just tapped the back of T-Rex, which spun him round, and then unfortunately Zolf, coming round the corner, just smashes into Morgonius. Instant DNF, and of course the safety car is deployed. Who pits? Boyman obviously pits, as does Villeneuve. No doubt both going for the hard tyres here. As does Rocha. Everyone will be pitting onto the hards. Vries pits as well, as does Vinrals. Lee Webb stays out, and he's going to be leading the race. Yep, so everyone going on the hard tyres. Who else in the pits? T-Rex probably got damage. Black Wolf are going to have to double stack behind T-Rex. That's unfortunate. Morgan's pits. Literally everyone is pitting for hard tyres, with the exception of Lee Webb, Louis Webb, and the Maverick, obviously, who started on the hard tyres. So he's looking good now, the Maverick, in P3, but he's going to get absolutely swamped by these faster guys behind him when the safety car does come in. Swisstack's going to pit as well. They're all going onto the hard tyres. The T-Rex has decided to go onto the mediums. I think he's going to take the mediums 26 laps, which will be interesting to see. It's going to be rapid to start with, but will fade towards the end as Sackboy and Shea Mabs, for unknown reasons, have gone onto the soft tyres. Somebody's having the Shea Mabs here stuck in the pits. Are they redoing a front wing? I just can't see it. Has anyone seen this before? Has anyone seen this before? Shea Mabs is stuck in the pit lane. This is interesting. This is one of the most interesting glitches I've ever seen. So Saïs managed to somehow leave the session. Well, this is disaster for Shea Mabs. Williams having to stop, similar to Ferrari. But we carry on. We move on. What can you do? Not a lot really, still in that pit lane. So something's happened to Shane, something really bad has happened to Shane. After that P2 last week, what can you do? I think he's got connection issues. No idea what's happening at all. It's pretty funny, but is he gonna, oh, he's coming out the pits. Is he coming out the pits? Yes, Shane Mabs is coming out the pits, so at least he'll probably catch up. So that is good news for Shane Mabs. Oh, he has ghosted though. Does he not need an invite? Let's try and invite him. Should be able to join anyway. It's open lobby at the moment for instance like this, but we'll drop him an invite to get him back in the game, and of course see what he can do. Like I say, he got P2 last week, so you take the rough with the smooth, don't you, I suppose. So Ace is back in, so he's managed to rejoin. So where are we in this race then? 3 drivers not pitted, everyone else has. Sackboy and the softs is effectively in this pit again, so no point. T-Rex going to be pushing it on the mediums, as is Istvod and Swisstack. If I was Istvod, I'd probably have pitted last lap and hope for the best. But Shane Mob's rejoined, excellent news. Let's see if he can catch up. It's going to be tough. It's quite a distance behind. But unfortunately, them's the brakes. But at least it happened while the safety car out, so it gives them a bit of an opportunity. And there'll probably be another safety car later on. It was a weird incident though, very, very weird collision. Unfortunate for Zolf. He had nothing to do with the incident ahead. Morgonis and T-Rex just come together, spun Morgonis round, and yeah, just unfortunate. It happens. It's not Zolf's fault, but he smashed into the back of someone and DNF'd. Bad news for Ferrari, but the battle will be between Boyman and Villeneuve, it seems, judging by the pace of the early laps.